Happy March 11th. We are here on Fastlane Sunday for predictions, and later tonight we'll be back for results. So, what are we looking to find out tonight, guys? Will AJ Styles retain his title and go into WrestleMania as the champion? Will John Cena win the title for the 17th time, break the record, and will he be headed to Mania as the champion? On the women's side of things, will Charlotte Flair retain? And finally, will we find out who she faces at Mania for sure? Or will Ruby Riott pull the upset of upsets and shock the world tonight? This and more when we return after this intro. Alright guys, so God is it good to be back. I'm sorry I've been off for the last week. I had a lot of car issues going on. Everything is much better, running fine now. Shout outs to the people who helped me out with this. I really appreciate all you guys. I can't thank you enough. But God is it good to be back. So here it is, Sunday, March 11th. We're here to talk about Fastlane, guys. What's Fastlane for me? It's a wasted pay-per-view before WrestleMania. I really don't see the point of this other than having another big show before we finally go into the final stretch for Mania. It's kind of just a waste, but that's not what we're here for, guys. We're here to predict the results of the show tonight. So, our show is supposed to start off with Becky and Naomi versus Carmella and Natalya. This should be a good match. We have 4 extremely talented women in this match. First off, I just want to know where's Carmella been. She's just been off of TV. Now we see her back, so that's kind of something strange right there. But that's okay. We can live on and move past that. I expect Becky Lynch and Naomi to win tonight. I don't think that Carmella, and I don't want to see Carmella and Natalya win just to build the storyline. At Mania, I'd actually like to see these 4 ladies in a #1 contenders match. I think that is definitely a way to move these ladies. So tonight, if we can get this win, and then we have Carmella and Natalya be upset about it, attack them on Monday Night Raw, we just get this back and forth. You know, we get that old version of where Naomi or Becky kind of hits the other, so it gets them mad at each other. Carmella and Natalya just kind of sit back and smile because, you know, they think they've done what they wanted to do. But all of a sudden, they get thrown into a 4-way at Mania together for the #1 contenders match. And the thing that would make that really cool about that is Carmella would still have the Money in the Bank. She doesn't have to cash that till June. So, I mean, she still has ways to wait. And there's no reason she should cash it within now and Mania. So that would be awesome, especially if she just happened to come out victorious. So not only did she have a #1 contenders match, she had the Money in the Bank. I think that you could set this up amazingly for that next pay-per-view. She goes ahead, loses her #1 contenders match immediately because she just caught in some BS hole, maybe a roll-up, something to that effect. We have her instantly cash in the Money in the Bank, and we go from there. If it's Asuka, you know, I feel she should lose both of them. If it's Charlotte, it'd be kind of cool to see her beat Charlotte the second time after she immediately cashed that in. But we'll talk about that a little more later after we find out the results of Mania. But for this match, as I said, I expect Becky and Naomi to be victorious here. The next match that we see on the card is one that I'm actually very bummed about, and I think it's an absolute waste. And I don't think it's a waste for my man, Shinsuke. Obviously, you guys see I'm ready. I mean, I am in WrestleMania season mode. But I think it's a waste for Shinsuke. And the reason I think, or sorry, not Shinsuke, I actually think this match is a waste for Rusev. And the reason I think this match is a waste for Rusev is Shinsuke is going to come out of this looking being victorious and dominant, I feel. I feel it's just going to really stake claim on why he is the #1 contender. He is the best in the world. That's why he's facing the champion at Mania. But Rusev's in, man, you have one of the best organic push build-ups pops in a long time for Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day is so big right now, and the WWE is just not taking its time to capitalize on this. And this is where we get frustrated, guys. And the reason we get frustrated with this is we're telling the WWE what we want to see, what we want. And unfortunately, they're still not not giving that to us. They just want to push their agenda instead of letting the fans decide where this goes. And honestly, we know that would be better for business, bring in more money, bring in more fan revenue, but not only more fan revenue, it would bring in fans that have been missing for a while because they just think it's gone stale and generic. So I think Rusev's going to get squashed in this match. And I think the WWE is trying the hardest to just kill this Happy Rusev Day push, which is absolutely frustrating, guys. But we just got to keep being loud with our voices, keep pushing it out there. We want Rusev Day to be victorious. I'd really like to see them in the tag championship at Mania. I guess we'll really find out tonight, seeing the results of tonight's tag match. Which actually brings me perfectly into the next match of the night. We have the Usos versus the New Day. Now, I know we've seen this many a time before, and yes, it is kind of stale, but really, who else is there for the Usos to fight at this point? The WWE's given everybody else a kill to their push in that tag team division. So at this point, I feel the tag team division, even though it's extremely full of talent and talented tag teams, it's watered and washed down. So for me, I expect the Usos to retain. I mean, they are the best thing going on either show. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You guys know how I feel about Shinsuke, other wrestlers out there, but I think the Usos are by far the best thing going out there. I mean, they got the fire promos, their matches are just lit. Everything's phenomenal, guys. So coming out of this, I expect the Usos to win. I expect another fantastic match. I expect this match to possibly steal the show of the night, as they've done many other nights. Because let's just admit it. I mean, these are two amazing tag teams putting in work that we're going to see tonight. The thing is that we've seen it, though, so it kind of feels stale. But hopefully, somehow, we get some refreshment to the match tonight. And they just rejuve us about the whole thing. But once again, I mean, this should just be really one more stake in the claim of the Usos being the greatest tag team on the show. In the world right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like I've expressed on previous episodes. Bucks are 2. The Usos are number 1. Nobody's going to top the Usos for me. And it's just a multitude of everything. So coming out of here, I definitely see the Usos as the winner. Our next match of the evening is supposed to be Bobby Roode and Randy Orton for the U.S. title. For me, absolute waste. Why is Bobby Roode facing Randy Orton? Why is Randy Orton getting another title shot? Don't get me wrong. If you guys know, if you guys have listened to the podcast, Randy is my 3B favorite wrestler of all time. I love the work Randy does. Even in boring Randy, I love it. But this is just not a role I should see him in at this time. I do think he could bring prestige back to that belt, but at the same time, I think Bobby Roode himself can bring prestige back to that belt. I watched TNA. I am definitely an old school TNA avid fan. Back when they had AJ still over there, Bobby still over there. I mean, when they were putting on phenomenal segments and shows. For me, Bobby has all the talent in the world to make something amazing of this U.S. belt. Almost bring prestige of the Intercontinental belt to the U.S. belt. But the WWE is just lacking on this. I mean, do we really need to see him versus Randy? I mean, I guess I could say this would do a lot for him specifically. He pulls the upset tonight and beats Randy Orton, but I don't expect that to happen. I expect Randy Orton to get the freaking title, Jinder and Randy to face each other at Mania. I think somehow, some way, Bobby's actually going to get screwed out of this, or we're going to get a 3-way at Mania. So even though my heart just wants to say Bobby's going to walk away with the title tonight, I actually have Randy Orton winning. Which will be a bummer. It's just one of those situations. Why are we seeing this? I mean, this pay-per-view shouldn't be going on, let alone us seeing this match tonight. This is just complete and utter waste, guys. But once again, I got Randy Orton walking away with the U.S. Championship tonight. Now, we move much, much further in the card, and we actually get to our main events of the evening. We'll start with our co-main event. Our co-main event of the evening is Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. For me, it's really easy who I think is going to win. Who do I think is going to be the better competitor tonight? Honestly, I think it's going to be Ruby. Like I told you guys, I really love the work she's putting in all aspects of her career at this moment. I think she's doing great mic work. I think she's got a great look. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think she's good looking, I think she has a great look. Hugely different, vastly different. But with this being said, that I think she has a great look, I think definitely now is not the time. Tonight, we are not going to see the world shot. There's no way they're going to put not put Charlotte in one of the women's title matches at Mania. Let's be honest. We're not going to see Ruby pull the upset tonight at all for a second. There's no reason we should see Ruby pull the upset. As much as I like everything she's doing right now, it's too early. It's not her time. Charlotte is the best woman wrestler in the world at this moment, minus Asuka. Because you guys know how I feel about that woman. She's just something else. She's on a whole nother level. But I fully expect Charlotte to win this match. Do I expect her to dominate? No. Do I expect to see some outside play from the Riot Squad? Of course, I expect to see some interference. I definitely expect to see Charlotte Flair have her backing, of course. But I do see Charlotte pulling this out, getting the victory, and being victorious moving forward. Hopefully, after tonight, we'll really start to catapult her storyline to Mania. Because, as you guys know, I listened to JD from NY206. Shout out, that man does amazing work. If you've never listened to him before and you're catching our show first, go ahead and tune over there, guys. I mean, I absolutely love him. I know you will as well. But he's been pushing that somehow, some way, they're still going to do Charlotte and Asuka for Mania. I'll let you go over here, listen to his videos to hear why he feels that way, because that's not my part to talk. But I fully agree, because they know that's the match that can really be a trendsetter for the women. The women have already done some amazing things over this past year. I mean, the women's division has come a long way, especially where it previously was, guys. I mean, previously it was a joke. Now it's actually a competitive division. The only problem is don't do the booking well over there. But tonight, this is where you can actually set up the booking amazingly. You can have Charlotte win. As soon as Charlotte wins, out of nowhere, out of the fence comes Asuka. She doesn't attack Charlotte, anything else. She just looks Charlotte dead in the eyes, points to the WrestleMania sign, and boom, we know. Asuka's finally made the choice herself, because nobody wants to see Bliss versus Asuka. Nobody wants to see Nia versus Asuka. I don't want to see anybody on Raw versus Asuka. In that case, you're just wasting Asuka, you're wasting Charlotte. They should be facing each other. Two best women wrestlers in the world. As you guys know, I think this would also lead up to the perfect booking with having them at Mania. Asuka winning, I think this would lead up to the perfect booking for next year's Mania. When we see Asuka versus Ronda, undefeated versus undefeated, armbreaker versus armbreaker. If you want to learn more about that, go to my Tuesday night SmackDown review from not this previous week, but the week before. Give that a listen. I go into quite a bit of detail at a later show. As we get closer to Mania, I'll definitely go into more detail on how I think that should set up, how that should break down, going through that whole year by year thing. I think that'd be a fun little video to do, so we'll definitely do that going forward. But I think there's a lot of opportunities coming with tonight's show. Do you set this up correctly? Especially for the women. I mean, the women have a lot at stake here. This could really make or break that Mania match. So what we need to see is them book this in the correct way that it should go. But as I said before, I definitely don't think it's Ruby's time. Her time will come one day. Tonight it is Miss Flair's turn. So I got Charlotte victorious, walking out, retaining the championship. Now we come to the main event of the evening, the six-pack challenge. Honestly, how many of you guys out there are excited for this match? Me personally, I think it's a little overcrowded. I understand that's a way that we can break down multiple storylines at once. I just don't think this is an area where we need to break down those multiple storylines at once. But we have our defending champ, AJ Styles, who delivered a great promo about how he wants to face Shinsuke at Mania. I loved it. Obviously, I was losing my mind because I'm calling for that match forever, as is the rest of the WWE world and community and the universe. And let's just be honest, that's what we want to see, guys. But the thing that scares me here is we have John Cena in this match on his road to WrestleMania. Now, I have told you guys where I feel this is going to go. I feel tonight is when we actually get... So let me start by predicting my winner. My winner for this match is going to be AJ Styles. Reason why, obviously, I want to see the WrestleMania event. Shinsuke versus AJ, I'm very excited about that. I've been waiting for that, so I definitely don't think the WWE is going to steal this opportunity away from us. I think tonight, after the match, after Cena loses, I think Cena will be one of the final 2 contenders. And just listen to me. I think Cena will be one of the final 2 contenders. What's going to happen is Cena's going to get pinned. Champ is going to retain, hold his belt up, get out of the ring quicker. Cena's going to be left in the ring, pitying, looking at the WrestleMania sign. All of a sudden, I think it's going to cut to black. I think you're going to see something come up Titantron, the graves, the tombstone with the bow, and it's going to say something along the lines of "See you at Mania" or "Be at Raw." Something along the lines, letting us know that, hey, we're going to start to build to the Cena Undertaker match. Do I think this match is too late in their careers? Yes, I do. But do I want this at Mania this year? Yeah, let's have it. I think you can break this down really well. 2 Hall of Famers do amazing work. Let's see this. Let's just get this part of the storyline started tonight. I definitely think we'll see the continued fallout from Sami and KO tonight. That should definitely be exciting. And I think you're going to get something along the lines set up of Baron and Dolph going into Mania together. Now, I think it's a waste. I think you really wasted what Dolph did before he left for that little amount of time. And then what he's done since he came back. I wouldn't have a problem with Dolph winning. Okay, I would have a problem that it would stop the match I want to see. But Dolph won tonight, I wouldn't be upset because actually they'd be pushing his character, which they need to do. I mean, you had all this build up and you pretty much wasted it. At least try to save something from it now. But I actually think Baron and Dolph are going to end up doing something together at Mania on the pre-show, and I think this is where it all starts. And I know that's crazy to say that Dolph, who's making millions now in his new contract, is going to be on that pre-show, but I definitely think that's where we're headed. But I think this whole thing sets up easily so we can get a whole bunch of matches specifically from this 6-pack challenge going into Mania. So we'll just have to wait and see what they do tonight, guys. I'll be back a little later this evening with the results show, let everybody know what went down, how this progresses us moving into Tuesday night as we start to build headed towards WrestleMania. But guys, it is just absolutely great to be back. If you guys already don't know, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Follow me individually at TheLegend958. Go ahead and follow the Click Pod. And remember, we're going through a name change. We're still the Outsiders Podcast, but sooner or later, we're going to finally get Facebook to go through so we can start everything else. We will be the Click Pod going forward. That's really exciting, guys. Enough with the multiple Outsider podcasts. You know we're the best out there that do it. And now with finally the Click Pod, you'll be able to find us much easier. We got a lot of new merch coming, so keep that. Definitely keep tuned for that, guys. Here going forward, we'll definitely be wearing the merch on the show. You guys can check it out. Let us know if you like or if you'd like to see some changes to it. But a lot of things come in exciting in the future, guys. As you've seen, I'd say thank you enough to Mr. Mean Dean, just constantly dropping these old school pay-per-view reviews. And go back and listen to them, guys. I mean, the nostalgia moment it brings back for me when I'm just sitting there listening to them. Or not even that. If you've maybe never seen some of these old school wrestlers or some of these old school pay-per-views, give Mr. Mean Dean a listen and then go ahead and check out some of the wrestlers that he's talking about. What better way to understand the historical fact? And I know nowadays a lot of us are like, well, if it's not happening now, I really don't care. But guys, if the past would have never happened, we'd never be where we are here today. So, as far as for the Outsiders Podcast, aka change name to the Click Pod, we just want to give you a shout out. Keep taking names, kicking ass, and peace.